Yo, what's up? Welcome back to another episode of The Sauce. I'm in high spirits right now. We're having a great college football Saturday, and it feels good. But let's put it to the side. Still action going on, so I'll keep you posted on Twitter and stuff how we end up doing to finish the night. But things look great so far. But again, let's put it to the side. Let's talk NFL Sunday. How about some New York Giants, Detroit Lions? Let's go.
Welcome to The Sauce. The Sauce. Sauce. Hey, get the sauce.
All right, Detroit is on the road in the Meadowlands here. The line is Giants minus 3.5. Early public is definitely leaning towards the Giants, but the money's even. So early on, definitely some sharps that like Detroit out there. And really nothing changes here. The books drop the line. We're now looking at Giants minus 3. Public still leaning Giants. Money still slightly leaning Detroit. So let's cap this game. If you subscribe to this channel, you already know the first step. We're running the numbers through the spreadsheet. According to the model, the line for this game should be Giants minus 6.25. So that's a full 3-point lean and some change on the New York Football Giants. All right, so let's break this matchup down. And the Detroit Lions coming into this game on a 2-game winning streak, back-to-back division wins over the Bears and Packers. And last week, Lions plus 3 was my bet of the day. And if you remember that game, they were down big, ended up with a miracle second half comeback win. It was awesome. So yeah, Lions coming into this game with some momentum. And we already know what Dan Campbell's offensive game plan is going to be against this Giants defense. Establish the run. Honestly, it's pretty similar. It's a pretty similar matchup to what the Giants just had. The Texans coming into the Meadowlands, definitely a worse team than the Giants, needing badly to establish the run to have a chance of winning the game. So just like last week against Houston, in theory, if the Giants can hold the Lions run game to like 4.2 or less yards per carry, they should win this football game. But here's the thing, they didn't last week. Dameon Pierce had 94 yards on just 17 carries. That's 5.5 yards per carry. He was very efficient running the ball. I was not comfortable at all watching that. Those of you who watched me on YouTube know I had Giants minus 5 last week, and I actually put it on my ticket as my number 3 favorite bet of the day. New York did not dominate that game at all. In fact, I didn't even deserve the cover. I got lucky at the end. Houston lined up to kick a field goal on 4th down instead of going for it. Thank God. What worries me a little about the Lions is they defend the run better than Houston does. The Texans have the worst run defense in the NFL by far, and the Giants really couldn't take advantage of it. Last week, the Giants had 47 carries for 191 rushing yards. That's just 4.1 yards a carry. Yeah, they ran the ball a lot, but they weren't really that efficient. The Lions defense certainly isn't good against the run, but they fared well against running backs recently. I mean, they completely shut down Aaron Jones and A.J. Dillon against Green Bay. Then they did a pretty solid job of stopping Khalil Herbert and David Montgomery last week against Chicago. So the Lions have been playing some good defense against running backs. Now, notice I said against running backs and not against the run, because when we're talking about dual threat quarterbacks, the Lions have been pitiful. Nobody allows more rushing yards per game from the quarterback position than the Detroit Lions defense. Obviously, we all saw what Justin Fields did last week. He had 147 rush yards on the Lions. The week before that, the Lions played Green Bay. Aaron Rodgers had 40 rushing yards. It's the most rushing yards he's had in a game in 3 years. Geno Smith rushed for 49 yards and a touchdown on this Lions defense earlier in the year. That's the most rushing yards Geno Smith has had in a game since his rookie year with the Jets 9 years ago. Jalen Hurts rushed for 90 yards against this Lions defense earlier in the year. That's his second highest rushing total of his entire career. You have to go all the way back to his rookie year to find a rushing total higher than that. So yeah, you get where I'm going with this. The Lions defense really struggles against athletic quarterbacks, and in case you've never watched a Giants game before, Daniel Jones can move, man. He's 4th in the NFL in rushing yards amongst quarterbacks, behind just Josh Allen, Justin Fields, and Lamar Jackson. So it might not be the best spot for Saquon Barkley running the ball, but it's a beautiful spot for Daniel Jones running the ball. Now, what about Detroit's offense against this Giants defense? And honestly, I have some concerns about DeAndre Swift. Is he healthy? I mean, he's been back for 3 games. What's going on with that? Does Dan Campbell like Jamal Williams better than DeAndre Swift? I mean, last week against the Bears, he had just 6 carries for 6 yards. That's against Chicago, arguably the worst defense in the NFL. Since returning from injury, DeAndre Swift has played 3 football games. In those 3 games combined, this is 3 games combined, he has 13 carries for 22 yards rushing. This was supposed to be the best playmaker in the Lions offense. Now it looks like St. Brown is their go-to guy when they need a big play. And DeAndre Swift doesn't even look like he's a focal point in the offense anymore. And if you're thinking, well, who cares? They have Jamal Williams. Jamal Williams hasn't been very efficient at all recently. In the last 2 weeks, they played Chicago and Green Bay. who are 26th and 30th in defending the run. You would think that Jamal Williams, behind that good Detroit offensive line, he probably ripped those two horrible run defenses to shreds, right? No. In those two games combined, he had 3.5 yards per carry, 3.5 yards per carry against two of the worst run defenses in the NFL. The Giants' run defense is not elite, but it's certainly way better than Green Bay and Chicago. I truly think this Giants defense is going to give Detroit problems, and I actually think Daniel Jones is going to have a big day. I already mentioned running the ball, but I actually think he's going to have a big day throwing the ball as well. Daniel Jones has played the Lions once in his career. Want to know what his numbers were in that game? 28 of 41, 322 passing yards, and 4 touchdowns. I had to double check because I saw the numbers and I was like, no way. No way Daniel Jones did that. He did. He did. 322 yards and 4 touchdowns throwing the ball in the Lions last time he played them. So I'm on the G-Men here, and I'm betting this one now because I think there's a good chance this line moves from 3 to 3.5. It's already sit with minus 115, minus 120 juice on some books. So give me the Giants minus 3. Let's lock that in. If anything changes with this bet, I will let you know on Twitter. So if you're interested, give me a follow there. Or if you want the final tickets that I give out, bet of the day, top 7 bets, parlays of the day, that kind of stuff, head over to KyleKirms.com or download the Sauce Network app. NFL Week 11, Sunday. Let's have ourselves a good one. I'll talk to you on Twitter.